Good afternoon, everybody. Today, I'd like to continue my teaching material for Basic Grammar 1. In the previous lesson, we have already learned about the tenses. Now, we are going to continue to study about the verb tenses. Well, in this material, you have to know that the source is in Understanding and Using English Grammar, Longman Betty's Grammar Azhar for 3rd edition. Now, let's begin to learn about verb of tenses. I'd like to tell you about the outlines of our teaching material today. The first one, we are going to talk about simple tenses. And after that, we are going to talk about the progressive tenses. The third, we are going to talk about the perfect tenses. The next one, we are going to talk about the perfect progressive tenses. And the last, we are going to study about spelling of ing, ink, and ed at forms. Okay, now let's begin. For the first one, it's talking about the simple tenses. So the simple tenses, actually we have to divide it into 3 parts. We are going to talk about present, past, and also future. Well, now we start to talk about simple present. Simple present, in general, it expresses events or situations that exist, always, usually, habitually. They exist now, okay, have existed in the past, and probably will exist in the future. Okay, so in this tenses, in simple present tense, we are going to talk about the general truth. The use of simple present is talking about the general of truth. And also we talk about daily routine or habitual action. Okay, now let's begin for the example. The first one, it snows in Alaska. It snows in Alaska. In Alaska, there is snows, maybe have existed in the past, and now still snows, or after that probably will exist in the future, still snows. Okay, general truth that Alaska has snow. And then next sentence, Tom watches television every day. So this is habitual action or daily routine. Tom watches TV every day, so it means Tom probably yeah, have existed in the past and now also watch television, probably will exist in the future also. Okay, let's begin another example for habitual action. Yeah, I usually take a shower 3 times in a day. Yeah, now I still take a shower. In the past I also take a shower. Yeah, and in the future I still take a shower. So this is daily routine. Yeah, for the general truth, for example, sugar tastes sweet. In the past, sugar sweet. Now sugar is still sweet. And then in the future, sugar still sweet. Okay, class? Now we begin for simple past. In a simple past, we talk about something in the past. So this happened in the past and it began and ended in the past. So already finished. So this is the time, yeah, in the past. For example, it snowed yesterday. It snowed yesterday, but now it is not snowing. Tom watched television last night. Tom watched television last night. Last night, Tom watched television. But now Tom is maybe watching movie like this one. So it's already finished. So you can use yesterday, last week, last month, last year, 2 days ago, blah 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 ago, and etc. Now we became for simple future. The simple future, okay, is talking about particular time in the future. This will happen. It will happen. Okay, here the time can use tomorrow, tonight, next year, next month, and etc. Example, it will snow tomorrow. Yeah, and then it is going to snow tomorrow. So will and be going to has different meaning. Yeah, and then sentence for Tom will watch television tonight. Maybe Tom will watch television tonight. Tom is going to watch television tonight. Tom is going to watch television tonight because tonight there is a football competition, so he is going to watch television tonight because of there is a schedule to watch football competition. Now we begin to talk about the progressive tenses. Progressive tenses, it's also divided into 3 parts: present, past, and the future. Okay, let's begin. Talking about the progressive tenses. So we also use be plus ing. Okay, to be plus verb ing, or we can also call present participle. So the progressive tenses give that the idea that an action is in progress during a particular time. The tenses saying that an action begins before, is in progress during, and continues after another time or action. Now let's begin for the present progressive. Okay, look at the example. Tom is sleeping right now. Okay, Tom is sleeping right now. It means it is now 11 o'clock. Yeah, now 11 o'clock. But Tom went to sleep start at 10 o'clock. Okay, and now he is still asleep. So his sleep began in the past. Yeah, his progress at the present time, and maybe Tom still continued to sleep. Yeah, now we talk about past progressive. Look at the example. Tom was sleeping when I arrived. Here are the sentences. Tom was sleeping and I arrived. Look at the time here. Now let's discuss. Tom went to sleep 10. Yeah, at 10 o'clock at the time. Yeah, was sleeping. And then I arrived at 11 o'clock. So it's also in the past. Yeah, he was still asleep when I arrived. Yeah, but his sleep began before and was in progress at particular time in the past. And then it continued after I arrived. I arrived, Tom was sleeping. Yeah, so when we want to talk about in the past, that is still going. Yeah, okay, now change to another example. Mom was cooking when I arrived. Okay, so mom cook, yeah, at 10 o'clock, and then I arrived at 11 o'clock, and my mom was cooking here. Until I arrive, my mom still cooking. Now continue future progressive. The future progressive. So now look at the example. Tom will be sleeping when we arrived. Okay, now let's discuss this. Tom will go to sleep. Yeah, will go to sleep at 10 o'clock. Yeah, 10 o'clock tomorrow, and we will arrive at 11. Yeah, Tom will be sleeping when we arrive. We will arrive at 11. The action of sleeping will begin before we arrive, and it will be in progress at a particular time in the future. Probably his sleep will continue even after we arrive. Yeah, maybe next time that Tom still asleep until we arrive. Okay, that is about the progressive tenses. Yeah, so it's we use to be plus verb ing. Now we are going to continue to talk about the perfect tenses. Perfect tenses is also divided into past and future. So the form of the perfect tenses, it should be have plus past participle or verb 3. Remember, have is just for I, you, they, we. He, she, it using has plus past participle. The example, have gone, go become gone. Now, what is the meaning of perfect tense? Yeah, it gives the idea that one thing happens before another time or event. Now, we begin with present perfect. Look at this example. Tom has already eaten. Tom as the subject, has for the verb, 3 is eaten. Okay. Tom finished eating sometimes before now. The exact time is not important. That it tells that finish to eat. Yeah, the time is not important about the time. Okay, now we begin to past perfect. Look at the example. Tom had already eaten when his friend arrived. Okay, so it is in the past. Remember, talking in the past. First, Tom finished eating. Yeah, here, Tom finished eating. Later, his friend arrived. Tom's eating was completely finished. Yeah, completely finished here. And then after that, his friend arrived. So finished before another time in the past. So you can say like this. Now we begin for future perfect. Look at the example. Tom will already have eaten when his friend arrives. So we talk about future. So it must be modal here. Will have. Tom will have eaten. So even this is Tom, not has, but Tom will have eaten when his friends arrive. So the meaning is, first, yeah, Tom will finish eating. Tom will finish eating. Later, his friend will arrive. Tom's eating, yeah, Tom's eating will be completely finished before another time in the future. Okay, Tom's eating here, yeah, will be completely finished. After that, his friend arrives. Okay, now let's continue to talk about the perfect progressive tenses. So it's also talked into 3, yeah, present, past, and future. So you have to know about the form of the perfect progressive. Yeah, as we know, perfect we use have or has plus been, yeah, to be, been, and then plus ing, verb ing, present participle. Yeah, the meaning is, yeah, that one event is in progress immediately up to until another time or event. Yeah, so what is the use of this tense? It is to express the duration of the first event. Okay, now we look at the example. Tom has been studying for 2 hours. You are now here, but we know that Tom has been studying in the past, but still studying. Now duration is 2 hours. So the event in progress is studying before now, before now here, and up to now. The duration is for 2 hours, sorry. And then next, past perfect progressive. This in the past. Tom had been studying for 2 hours before his friend came. Okay, the past tense of have or has, it is had. Tom had been studying for 2 hours. This in the past, for 2 hours before another event in the past. In the past year his friend came. The duration is 2 hours. After 2 hours his friend came. And then for future perfect progressive, Tom will have been studying for 2 hours by the time his friend arrives. Okay, in progress, so Tom will studying, for 2 hours. After that, his friend will arrive. Okay. And the last, we are going to talk about the spelling of ing and ed at forms. You have to know that the verbs, the ends in a consonant and e. Consonant and e. Look at this example. Hope. The consonant is p, and then the end of letter is, so you just drop the e here and then change hoping. For ed, just add d, hoped. Okay, look at another example. Date, the n is e, drop the e, then dating. Now the verbs that ends in a vowel and a consonant. Okay, one syllable verb, one vowel, two consonant. Look at for stop here. Stop, the the vowel is between two consonant. Stop, the vowel is o, the consonant is t and p. So it must be double p, double p. The end of consonant should be double stopping. It's also for ed, stopped. For example, rub, r consonant, o vowel, b consonant, double b, robbing and robbed. But what about two syllable verbs? Syllable verbs. One syllable stress, first syllable stress and one consonant. Okay, for example, listen. So this first syllable, listen, and then consonant here, and even it is consonant, vowel, consonant, but the first syllable here, so it's no double, for n, listening. You can check on the dictionary the syllable. And then what about second syllable stress? If the syllable stress in the second and two consonants. Okay, it's different. Began. Still same with this one, double n, beginning. And then verbs that end in two consonants. What about if the end is two consonant? For example, start, r and t, just add the ending ing or id. Okay, starting and started. Fall, two consonants at the end, l and d. And then the verb that that's end in y. Enjoy, for example. Yeah, enjoy. Become enjoying and enjoy. Okay, if y is preceded by a vowel, keep the y. So there is a vowel o, yeah, then followed by y. So still keep, yeah, the y, enjoying. What about study? If the y before y there is a consonant, yeah. So for the verb ing, just skip y, yeah, studying. But for ed, change y into I and then plus ed. Okay, let's begin. For try, yeah, y in the end and then r consonant. Trying still same, but y change into I and plus ed. The last is verb that ends in ie, yeah. For example, die, yeah. For ing form, change ie in this one into y and then plus ing. What about ed? Just add d. There is an exception, yeah. If a verb ends in ee, yeah, for example, she, yeah, just put it sing, yeah. So the e is not drop. Seeing, agreeing. And then what about exception for w and x? It's also are not double. Plow, plowed, fix, fix. Okay class, I think enough for my explanations today about this material. Thank you for your attention and see you for the next video. Goodbye.